The lessons, every single lesson plan teaches you some grammar, some vocab. You use all 4 skills, and then you do some controlled practice, whether that's in a classroom or self-study or with a teacher one-to-one. Stage 2 is the activity. It's the speaking task, the out there bit. And when we do this in London, and we've done it over 8 years, we use places that we know where people hang out, where they're not doing anything, and we train the students to say, "Excuse me, I'm learning English. Can I ask you some questions?" And that says, "I don't want any money. I don't want a signature. I just need some help. I'm trying to speak your language," and the barriers go down. And this is an interesting sort of sociological or psychological phenomenon that if you approach people the right way, they're generous and they help you. So that's how we train students to speak to members of the public. But you can also do this online, and that's what the speaking activity online is about. You make friends using social networks, you make English-speaking friends using social media, and you say, "Hey, I just want to practice some English for 2 or 3 minutes after your lesson." And they say, okay. They know it's going to be a quick conversation. And then if they want to practice your first language, if it's French or Italian or German, then you just flip the conversation into the other language. Then they get some practice. So out there is about learning something, using it immediately, and then consolidating it or listening to it again when you've recorded it. Here's the Out There family. So our lesson plans all have great graphics that were produced by The Guardian about 1.5 years ago. And we have teacher-delivered lesson plans, which are the original ones that we've taught for about 250,000 hours. And they have been taught and tweaked and tested for years, 8 years almost. And these are the original plans, and they all work, and they can be taught in a conventional classroom, or they can be taught in a virtual classroom, or you can start your lesson in a park. No problem. It's all there, and they have worksheets for the students to write on. So we also have, from the teacher-delivered lessons, we develop one-to-one lesson plans and self-study lesson plans, and these come with MP3s that are free that are attached to different exercises, and you get your listening practice before you do the exercises via the audio. This is an example of the upper intermediate course. 20 lesson plans. They all last about 3 hours, so it's about a 60-hour course, and all of the lesson plans have a clear language focus, and these relate to the Common European Framework, and you'll find most of these topics, these language areas, in most course books that you use or are sold by big publishers, and every lesson has a clear aim and interesting topic. Every plan for teachers has very, very detailed instructions. You'll see here you can use them in the real world, or you can use them online. It says VoIP, and the instructions are minute by minute. Every lesson plan has printable worksheets that the self-study student, you print it and write on it with a pen, or if you're a teacher, you can print it off, give it to your class, and if you're working online and you're teaching online, you can upload it into a virtual classroom or file sharer. So what makes the course so different? Well, we've had many students and learners of English use it over the years, but probably one of the most interesting comments we've had is from a lot of English teachers or students training to be English teachers from Belgrade University, and they told us that they'd studied English for a long time, but they felt that their spoken English was at a different level, i.e. a lower level to their written English, and they said that the course turned passive knowledge into active knowledge. And we see this also with Asian students who've studied English for a long time in a very conventional way, and their speaking and listening skills might be at a very low level, but their reading and writing skills are at a higher level, and we've seen people improve dramatically once we start helping them improve their confidence using the materials and using social learning techniques. This is a bit of science that I wasn't going to show you, but basically we might as well now. This here is where your anxiety and your arousal reaches a certain point. If you're trying to speak another language that you've rehearsed in your head and you're not confident about, at this point your performance drops off, and that's the moment when you feel you've forgotten what you want to say. And there are many scientists, Stevick, Krashen, and Yerkes Dodson in 1908 came up with this chart. But this is basically, this line shows you the point at which, if you're afraid of speaking, you will stop speaking. So if you go into a boulangerie in France and you've rehearsed, you want to buy 2 loaves of bread, and you walk in and then suddenly you can't say bonjour, 2 baguettes s'il vous plaît, that is what is happening here when you're too anxious. And that is what our lesson plans and our course is designed to do, i.e. help you get through your fear of speaking a different language. Right, so I'm going to go and now have a look at a lesson plan that's an elementary plan, and this is one that is all of our beginner and elementary lesson plans are translated into Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Russian and Spanish, and this one is on house interiors. And when we flick through, you'll see that there are exercises that get you comfortable with the language, and you can fill these out online or with a pen and paper. But basically, this lesson plan has been used by a lot of people. But I've got a recording of a Chinese student who used this lesson plan, and which is based on teaching prepositions of place. And this is when she got to the final task. You'll see here it's all clearly explained in English and Chinese. And then she said, "Hi, my name is, I'm learning English." I think her name was Belinda. "I'm learning English. Can I ask you some questions about house interiors?" So then she goes on to practice the language from the lesson. Okay, so this is Belinda talking to John after studying this lesson on prepositions of place, and this is an edited piece of audio. The original conversation took, I think it was about 20-25 minutes, and at the beginning she's quite shy and nervous, and as she goes she gets better and better. I think you just heard a flick then from someone trying to get hold of me on Skype, and you'll see that the language she uses is the language, or you'll hear that the language she uses is the language from the lesson. And as she goes, what they were doing was John was using the text chat like in Skype or on Facebook or any IM client to spell words, and it's a great learning tool. So listen to this.
They are on the opposite. The computer is at the table, and
yeah, it's on the
I
table.
also have desk tables. One is my desk, and another is a table for computer.
Okay.
It's two, yeah. the table is on the upside. It's on the opposite to the desk.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And 1.5 meters wide and 2 meters long.
Okay, that's it. We call that a double bed.
Yeah,
double bed.
Double bed. It has a lot of clothes. All my clothes, including for the autumn, all clothes in it.
Yeah.
And I also put my quilt in it.
Your what?
My quilt, 2 quilts. Do you know quilt?
No.
Like cover. Used based by cotton.
A quilt. You put it on the bed.
Yeah, quilt. Yeah, on the bed.
Quilt.
I put quilt. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I see the QULT. Yeah,
quilt.
Thank you. And I put my quilt in it. Yes. That's my bedroom.
Good.
That's all my three rooms. Yeah, they're different. Now, Jason, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I'm learning English.
Okay. I live in a flat.
Okay.
So I have one big room.
Are you living in a flat?
Yeah.
Big room.
Yeah. I have a double bed.
Double bed.
And I have 2 wardrobes.
Two wardrobes. Oh, are they big?
No, 2 small wardrobes. On the desk, I put my laptop. And next to my desk, I have some shelves with books on them.
Shelves?
Yeah.
What is? Bookshelf. Yeah.
And
I guess you have a lot of books.
I do. Yes. Yes, the washing machine's in the kitchen.
Yeah, of course you should have.
Is that different than China?
In China, we put a washing machine in bathroom.
Really? Ah.
Yeah. Come.
Have you learned something from this lesson?
Yes. I learned how to say wardrobe and chest of drawers and cupboards, and I also know flatmates.
Ah, great.
We never know how we can. Yeah, we never know we can use a flat and a mate to produce a word. I know classmate.
Yeah.
But now I know we also have a word for flatmate.
Okay.
It's very helpful.
That's great. Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything I can help you?
No, I think that's all for now. Thank you very much indeed. I'll speak to you again with some more lessons.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go. That's English out there, online, in action. And you heard her at the start being a bit shaky and getting better and more confident, and they end up having a nice, pleasant conversation. And at the end, he could have said, when she said, anything I can do, he could have said, yeah, can we have that conversation in Chinese? And she'd have been very happy to do that. So there would have been a great mutual learning experience and a social learning experience, and the memory of it would be very clear and more likely to enable both of them to use the language again in other situations.